All right, my friends, let's inhale some love and exhale peace with a super sweet polar bear in the moonlight. We'll start by learning how to draw him. Get a pencil. We're going to start with a little circle. That's going to be his head eventually. Then we add a triangular shape underneath. And it's soft and curvy. He also has a beard. He has ears that are just little half circles on the side of his head, not too high up. Then he'll have another soft triangle. And he will have the ground underneath him. And a shape that is about like an upside down U. And that's his body. And on one side we're going to put a little bit of a half circle. That's one of his butt cheeks. In the middle, draw a line for his paw, which will be a little bit of a half circle. Okay, and we have eyes, a U-shaped snout that is bigger at the bottom and goes right up between his eyes, and a small curve around each eye, a circle for his nose, and a circle for his chin. That seems a little too big, doesn't it? Let's fix it. Okay, so we're going to put a half circle under his chin, and that's it. Okay. Okay, next you'll need a Sharpie. I'm using a bit of a heavy Sharpie, but you could use one that's much more of a fine liner if you like. We want to draw wiggly lines around our pencil areas. And around his eyes, his eyebrows are a little bit wiggly. His snout is pretty smooth. His nose is a little bit wiggly. His chin is a bit wiggly. Oh, I made him have a tongue sticking out. He has soft, wiggly ears with a little line inside. Black dots for his eyes. We're going over the triangle shape we made, and we're letting that be very wobbly wibbly. That makes it look like fur. Same thing for his body. Now I feel like I made his body a little too big, so I'm going to go inside my line and make it a bit smaller. Here come his paws. And they're also pretty wobbly, guys. His rump. Then he has a couple of toes that are black. His foot pads are black, and he has black foot pads. You can put some little claws there if you want to. We only see a couple of his toes. And we can put in the snow underneath him and the moon in the sky. And now we're ready to start painting, after we erase all the pencil marks. All right, I have watercolor paints, and I'm going to use some deep dark blue to get the sky really a nice intense color, but I'm putting a bit of water using a big flat-headed brush around the bear and around the moon. I'm going to leave out the moon because I will probably give that a different color. I think I would like to make it lighter, so okay, so I've got some water on the paper around the bear, and I'll activate some nice deep blue and drop that in around him. I'm not trying to make this perfect. I'm letting it be a little bit. It's flowing as it wishes in the wet water that we laid down on the paper beforehand. Okay, I think I will like to make it a bit darker, so I'm going to add a little bit more color up, especially up closer to the top. I'm going to let it do its thing. Just like I said, it really does not have to be perfect. So here I go. That's in. Next, I will take a smaller brush, flat-headed as well, but if you have an angle brush or a pointy brush, that would be okay. Just need something smaller. And I'm going with light turquoise. I'm activating my light turquoise. And I'm going to paint the shadows on the bear's fur. So, some here. I will do this more than once, but I'm starting with turquoise. Along the ground where he's against the snow. Under his triangle. A little bit more. Under the next triangle, leaving a little bit of light along the edge. Light white. I will probably put some Naples yellow on that. These are just shadows. Little triangle of shadow under his beard. Under his chin. Around, right up into his eye. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Next, I'm getting a little bit of Naples yellow. Naples yellow is creamy sort of a color. And although it looks dark on my palette, it isn't. You could just leave it white if you prefer not to get into the Naples yellow. That's okay. But I'm not going right over the turquoise because it will turn greenish, and I don't want him to be greenish. I'm just making him look a little bit, polar bears are not exactly white. Their fur is a little bit dirty, guys. They are more of a creamy color. So that's why I'm going with this Naples yellow. You could do the Naples yellow before the blue, that wouldn't matter. We just want to try to keep them a little bit separate. Going over his nose, around his ears, a little bit of yellow on his beard, and a little bit of Naples yellow around his rump. Okay, next I'm taking a little bit of violet to deepen some of the shadows. Right here against the ground. Oh, I got into the blue. I want the violet, not under the triangle. That's looking pretty dark, Mama. Well, I can always lighten it with a bit of water. Okay, a little bit more water. That is pretty intense. I'm just going to blend it out with some plain water. Okay, I need to make this a little darker. If that's going to be dark, then this has to be dark too. A little bit of dark underneath. These are his fat rolls. This polar bear found a lot to eat. And he's chubby. He is a chubby, happy fellow. Okay, a little bit of dark up into his eyes. Some purple or violet in his ears. You could do this with a dark blue. If you didn't have a violet, you could use your same blue you used in the sky. That would work. Okay, we're giving him some shadow, and we can also blend it out a little bit. I think I missed turquoise here. I think I would like some that a little darker. Okay, so you're starting to see him. Now I would also like to put a little bit of Naples yellow or turquoise underneath him on the snow. I think I'll use the Naples yellow, but the turquoise would work really well also, as long as you kept it really pale. So I'm putting a little bit of color into the snow that's underneath him. Not too much. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Okay, so now I need a finer brush. I'm taking a small brush, really quite small, and getting a little black for his nose. A little bit of black in his nose. And the pads of his feet, or you could have colored the pads of his feet with your Sharpie. That would have worked just fine. And his toes. And there you have him. He is so so cute. I'm going to just put a little bit of yellow in the moon. I'm getting a nice light lemony yellow, putting it in the moon, or you could leave the moon white if you want. And our bear is all done. He is the cutest. Wasn't that easy? Now if you like, you can write the words inhale love and exhale peace underneath him, but that's optional. You could just do the bear if you don't want to write the words. Try it and post it underneath.